guys, what is going on? Blossom's back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now, we've had European New Wave for about 3 weeks, and strangely enough, it feels like the update has been around a lot longer than it actually has been. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but one thing that I do really enjoy are these new European New Wave challenges. Obviously, I don't think Hudge has made an official statement about it, but it does seem like it is a replacement of the Journey to the East campaign, which was just a really tedious experience. This feels a lot better, as in like it takes the good things about, Journey to the East campaign, where it focuses on, building a collection for the new update and, collecting new cars. I don't think it's been too hard as well, which is really nice, and it combines it with why we really enjoyed the season passes that came before Journey to the East, which were the nicer rewards. And yeah, it's nice to get a decent amount of cash and a carbon fiber just to wrap it up. And it's not just a random carbon fiber, it's a carbon fiber that can help you in future challenges because it is, associated with the brand new update. Now, this is a big improvement in my opinion. I think the first ever Journey to the East campaign series, the prizes were literally like you were competing for a rare. The rounds were pretty tough, and the cash rewards, if I remember correctly, were like 500, 700, 1,000. So straight off the bat, we're already getting 2K, 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 which is nice, and the carbon fibers at the end as well, which is so much better in my opinion. So it's a great upgrade, I would say. So without further ado, we have a carbon fiber to open, and it's also associated with the brand new update. I have 11 fully upgraded rares, and honestly, it's enough to get towards the end, which is really nice. What I'm hoping to see is that there are going to be multiple different levels for rares. So obviously, like, we are now being encountered with the first level of the rare. Like, maybe it's the rare easy challenge where you don't need to use very specific cars. There are a lot of options that you can run with, a lot of different winners for a lot of different track sets. As you can see, this is the final level for a carbon fiber, and yet I'm not even using a single RQ39. I'm just using RQ30s, and it should be able to get me through. And what I would like to see from these kind of challenges is that there are multiple rare challenges varying in difficulty. So this could be seen as the easy rare challenge, and maybe somewhere in the future down the line of this update there might come another rare challenge which is significantly harder, or maybe a little bit harder, and it kind of progresses on top of that. So yeah, this is a good start. I do like this a lot better than Journey to the East. We started with a Volvo S60 T6, and let's see what we're going to get. A Volvo XC30. I gotta say, man, like, there are a lot of different cars you can get in this updates, but I'm already getting a lot of the same stuff. Like, this is the 4th time I've gotten that ultra rare. So let's sell those 2 rares. We'll get you, and the brand new Volvo V40, which plunges us into the next thing that we want to talk about in today's video, and that is, of course, a review of the update so far. More or less, not really that well actually, but a review of my garage around this new update so far. So yeah, about 2 weeks in, or 3 weeks actually, I don't know why I thought it was 2 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks in, I have 95 cars, all non-prize, out of 320. Now, I believe about 3 weeks into APGP, I think I was definitely over 100, I think. But 95 is actually a decent pool, but where it really changes is the amount of fully upgraded cars that we got. I'm pretty sure within the first week of APGP, I was already pumping out about 50 fully upgraded cars, but in 3 weeks of European New Wave, I've only pulled in 53 in total. 9 of them being ultra rare, 9 being uncommon, 15 uncommon, 11 rares, and 9 super rares. Comparing that to other updates, fully upgraded at 218 from APGP, which, I think a month into APGP I had about 100 max or something like that already. Pacific Coast Highway with 115, Learn the Savannah Wave of 75, Lot to Log with 44, Amalfi Coast with 90, Enter the Black Forest with 75, World Expo 185, and you can see the rest of the numbers down below. So let's talk about European New Wave. So I'm going to split it into 2 parts. We basically have fully upgraded and completely stock. Now usually the entire ethos of my garage is that I don't like to leave, cars that are ultra rare or super rare and below unlocked. Like, I don't like having, fused material uncommons and rares lying around. But here's the problem with these 4 uncommons and 13 rares. I don't know if I want to max them. So like, they're kind of just sitting there in limbo. It's like, it kind kind of sees like who sees their fate first. If I want to upgrade a super rare and I run out of rares that I want to fuse away that aren't from the new update, then these cards I will have no regret throwing away. Because the main issue is they're kind of crappy. I'm really not interested in them. Like, here's the thing, right? I think Skoda's pretty cool. I like them, but I don't love them to the point where I want to collect every single one. It's kind of like, and especially since they look really similar with each other, collecting like 3 or 4 Skodas that kind of look the same, and you're just like, okay, you're done. You know, you got a card that look kind of different, and that's it. You got your Czech Republic representation in your garage, done and dusted. Like, that's how much I like Skoda, basically, right? So, like, a lot of these cards are a dime a dozen to me at this point, so I really don't know. You know, they're kind of sitting in between. Do I fuse them away because I don't really need them, or like, and they're not really that good, or should I keep them just because, you know, they're new, and also because of all these challenges that might come? It's kind of interesting that we jump from a common carbon fiber challenge to a rare carbon fiber challenge with no uncommon in between. But you know, fear not, I'm pretty sure that's probably going to come around, if not super rares or ultra rares. But yeah, everything here is kind of just sitting in the middle. I think out of everything here, the only cards that I truly want to fully upgrade would be the EC4. It actually looks like a pretty good looking car in my opinion. I like it, which is rare because I don't really like French cars. Ooh, a Razor just decided to pop up there with no consent whatsoever. Next up is the Skoda Enyaq. Like, this is another one which I'm thinking about fully upgrading, and maybe an Enyaq coupe, you know, duplicate, because those two are pretty decent. But everything else, like, it's just gonna be limbo, to be honest. So yeah, let's talk about the unlocked super rares, ultra rares, and epics as well, because these are all the stock stuff, right? So super rares is the same situation. There's a lot of things that I'm just genuinely not interested in, which I'll probably fuse away if I really need to. Basically, how I view European New Wave is like, they're new, but they're not safe. Like, if I run out, like if I just upgrade a bunch of ultra rares, I will not throw away the European New Wave cars first. But if all the other cars I have been depleted, and these are the only cars that I have left to upgrade to an ultra, you best believe I will actually let them go. Because, you know, I'm just not that much of a fanatic about these cars. That's a great little pun, because I'm sure Android fanatic is a massive fanatic with the Volvos especially. But yeah, all these cars are just kind of unlocked. Some cars that I feel like I kind of want to upgrade would be the Skoda 200, just because I'm a sucker for vintage cars, or classic cars, if you want to call it that, from the 70s, as well as the S80 T6, because I am a sucker for saloons and I really like the photo, and that's really about it. Moving on to ultra rares, again, like, I just seem to be getting the EX30 over and over and over and over. I've already unpacked 4. The one that we just got is my 4th. I've fused one away and I have one fully upgraded. And then obviously the all-surface tire stuff is going to be at the bottom of the list of things I want to upgrade. Even if it's like new cars, I'm not going to be touching them very soon. I gotta say though, the Kodiaq 2.0 TSI, it's a really good looking car. It reminds me of a Jeep Cherokee almost. The shape of it definitely, and how it's also quite angular. Honestly, it does truly remind me of a Jeep Cherokee, in the grill too. But yeah, it's a good looking car. And then of course we got some epics. I had 3, I fused one away. If you go into all cars, I'll just show it to you real quick. I've not been very lucky with the epics. Like, I have 3, but they're all kind of crap. But then again, I think it's not fair for you to say whether you're lucky or unlucky with the epics from European New Wave. More often than not, you are going to be unlucky, because the majority of the epics on this update is honestly terrible, just straight up terrible. I had the V90 Cross Ocean Race for a bit, and I fused it away. And then obviously I still have the XC60 and the Superb Hatchback, which are cars that, again, I'm just not very interested in fully upgrading or keeping at any point. I'm probably going to get rid of the XC60 pretty soon, depending on what legendaries I need to upgrade. And the Superb I'll just keep around for a little while, mainly because of that 4-wheel drive and standard tires. 74 handling on the 67 compared to 75 handling on the 78. That is sad. That is freaking sad. One handling difference. So let's talk about the fully upgraded collection then, right? So we're going to fully upgrade it, get rid of all of that. Okay, 53 cars. Let's look at the main collection. These are the cars that I have been using and I've been playing with. So first of all, Brazen, if you're watching the video, I promise this to you. If I got an Ami, I would max it out, and there you go. I have an Ami and it is fully upgraded. So yeah, Brazen, that goes out to you. I also have the Citroen 2CV Sahara, which isn't doing well at all. 9 9 races and a 0% win ratio. I was trying to use it in clubs today. Clubs is common ×5, Italian ×2, to see if you would get any use out of 4-wheel drive off-road tires and super light handling, because this car weighs only 624 kilograms. Unfortunately, it's just atrocious. It's really bad. I was hoping that it would bring a little bit of value, but from the 9 races I've used it in, it's failed to win a single one. Most of these commons I had to fully upgrade for the common challenge, nothing more, nothing less. Moving on to uncommons, I mean, just a little bit here and a little bit there. I really like the photo on the Monte Carlo. I like the shiny lens flare on the splitter, so that's always really cool. I like the spec too. You can't really go wrong with red and black in my eyes. But yeah, most of this stuff is mainly because they're new, and it wasn't, I guess you can say, it's new update hype, new car hype, just upgrade stuff because it's new, blah blah blah. Bingo bongo, here you go. So I think the only cars that have really given me value from the uncommons in this update would be the Citroen C Air Dream, because of that low ground clearance, good handling, and high top speed. I've used it a decent amount of times, 58 times in 17 days is definitely high compared to something like a Volvo 244, which I've only raced one time. I know, 100% win ratio. Ooh. This is a brand new one. I fully upgraded it today. I do like how these 480s look. I think they're pretty cool. And last but not least, I think it's the Kugas that I've used a decent amount. 15 races on this one, and this one is 0. Okay, so I didn't even touch that one. But yeah, that was about it. My entire game plan for the uncommons in this update is if it's RQ29, I'll max it out just because they are the quote-unquote best of the best. And I'm not really going to touch anything else because I'm not really interested, frankly. Oh, another card that's actually kind of useful, though, was the Flounder, the Citroen Karen. I think I got a decent amount of races. Yeah, 45 races with a 64% win ratio, which is not too bad for an uncommon meant to lose things. Moving on to rares. Now, my entire game plan for rares in this update is I'll prioritize anything I get with performance tires, because they're pretty freaking rare. Out of everything that I got, only 2 of them have performance tires. I have the Skoda Octavia and the Skoda Fabia. Those are the only 2 with performance tires. Everything I have is standard. Everything else I have is standard tires, or all surface or off-road. So yeah, I will prioritize performance tires in this update. So if you have performance tire, chances are I will upgrade you first. It's the same situation with super rares. I mean, out of the, what is it, 8 super rares I have fully upgraded, I think 5 of them are performance tires, right? The Bizzarini Monza, the 850, the Bizzarini I believe is drag spec. Yes, it's drag spec. 850, 323, that's 323, 323, and 323. And then obviously I have 3 cars that are not performance tires, which are the Citroen Cactus Adventure, which is pretty good, mainly because it's so freaking light at almost under a ton. We have the Skoda Octavia Scout, as well as the Volvo V70, mainly for that tire diversification, representation, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted one standard, one all surface, just for having one all surface and one standard, just for the sake of having that, basically. Oh yeah, and of course with the Citroen Visa Chrono as well, that's always pretty cool. I would say performance tires and off-road, that's usually just my general sense of prioritization for cars. Moving on to ultra rares, as you can see, relatively decent amount. Got 9 of them fully upgraded. Again, putting an emphasis on anything that isn't all surface tires. I only have 1 all surface tire car fully upgraded, and that is the V60 Cross Country. And ironically, the only reason why that's fully upgraded is because this was the first ultra rare I got for this update. So I got it 19 days ago. The update came out about 22 days ago. So yeah, honestly, the only reason why it's fully upgraded is because it's the first car that I got that's ultra rare in this update. Everything else since has either been performance tires or off-road or standard, and the standards are usually 4-wheel drive standard unless it's the single motor, which has a relatively decent 0 to 60. So yeah, I think my favorite car from this update, honestly, probably the Enyaq Coupe. Well, that's the most useful. 26 races, 85% win ratio, and my favorite would be the Ranger Raptor because it's the most American thing here. I've used it 70 races. That is a lot of races, to be honest, with an 83% win ratio, which is very high. I think the C2 Citroen Sport pretty high. Yeah, 60 races, there you go. DS3 maybe somewhere, yeah, 62 races. So those are kind of the big performers. I mean, compared to the V60, probably less than 20. Ooh, actually 54. Okay, fair play. I mean, it was the first ultra that I got, so obviously I had to use it in many scenarios. But yeah, that is my entire collection. No legendaries to my name. Couple of epics, but they're all the bad ones, so I'm not really interested in maxing them out, and that's it. It's very interesting to see a review of this one because it's a huge contrast from previous updates, which I went sicko mode on. This one is kind of like I'm kind of putting on a cruise control, and I'm kind of upgrading maybe 2 new update cars every day. You know, it's pretty slow. Yeah, if we go into status, currently fusing, it's just, well, yeah, it's APGP for crying out loud as a chair. That car is a beast. It's on its final fuse. And we have the Kodiak. Oh yeah, this is actually fully upgraded. So I have 2 all-surface area cars fully upgraded. I just haven't had the reason to put in and invest 20k into this car to really finish it off. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Let me know down in the comments below, what is the best car in your European new wave garage. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville Atlantic. Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls